And there we go, bang on 12 o'clock. First time I've
really
ever
good.
achieved that, I think, isn't it?
Tell me you were about to go live, so that's even better.
Yeah, oh, you don't need to know. You carry on, mate. I'll just look for something on here.
Why, hello everyone. Welcome to this week's live videoing recording of what we record as our podcast. John's...
what we call a podcast. I don't know what other people call it, but we call it a podcast.
Yeah, we like to call it a podcast, which is rather good. We do record the audio from this, which John's setting up at the moment. So
yes.
Good to see you all. How have you had this last week? Was yours better than mine? I don't know.
Probably.
Stands a good chance. So it's been a challenging week, but not really work-wise, so that's all good. Well, actually, no, it was work that caused me a lot of the headaches, to be fair. Yeah. I thought I'd try some improvements, and we'll no doubt be talking about it at a future podcast. Not breaking things that aren't broken and stuff like that, I think we can talk about.
It was all of your own doing, wasn't it?
Pretty much. From start to finish. I broke our main site, which the week before Cheltenham was a great time to do it. Had a good week.
Fantastic. So how's your week been, guys? Morning, Daniel, how are you? Morning, I keep saying morning, it's not morning, it's afternoon now. So today we're going to be talking newsletters. So not the kind of email crappy newsletters that we used to send as a freebie site, but physical printed ones. And we've got loads of examples today, so you guys are going to be in your element because you can actually see what we're talking about. The poor suckers on the audio podcast are really in for a treat today because it's going to be a very visual.
I'm still waiting to find out how this is going to work. It's going to be brilliant.
It's what we call a podcast. Oh dear, shall we crack on then?
Yeah.
As always, guys, if you've got any questions, leave them on the thread here. If we don't pick them up during the recording, we'll do a quick Q&A afterwards, and if we don't pick it up in that, then we'll pick it up during the week, and if we don't pick it up then tough, really.
It will get picked up.
It will get picked up. We don't leave anyone unanswered. So hey guys, and welcome to episode 16 of the Big Idea podcast, where, as always, we will be sharing simple, practical tools and tips to grow your business. My name's John. I'm here, as always, with Jason. Morning, Jason.
Good morning, John. Good morning, everyone.
Good morning again. It's afternoon. We're doing well, aren't we?
Yeah.
Today we are going to be talking about newsletters. Now, we're not talking about
spam.
No, exactly. We first started sending what we called a newsletter probably back in 2004, three, I reckon.
Maybe
when did you join the business? 2003, wasn't it?
2003, yeah.
Probably the year before that, probably 2002. So I'd been running the business for 2 years, and literally it was, I'll build a website, people will find the website, happy days. They came in, they found the website, they owed me some money, then they disappeared. At no point did I ask them to come back again. And it wasn't until, I think, 2002 when I thought, do you know what? This other website that I'd seen has got a newsletter. Give me your email address, we'll send you a newsletter. So I literally did that, and whoa, what a difference that made, because all of a sudden these people that liked my business, liked my website, suddenly could actually interact with me, and I could tell them stuff that was going on, stuff that was new this week, and encourage them to actually come back. And that was transformational. I remember going to a networking event, and there was another guy there who was actually one of my competitors, and he said, "Oh, I see you've put this email thing on your website." So I sort of said to him, "Look, it's really, really good." Oh, I don't know about that, he said. I don't quite fancy that. So in the end, we actually switched it off so that you had to give your email address to us in order to actually access the website. And I think that was probably the tipping point for us in terms of really growing that business, wasn't it?
Yeah, I mean, a little bit of background, I suppose. Back then, in those days, you had everything coming through the mailbox, spam galore coming through there, and your electronic account, your email account, wasn't really busy at all. And so, we kind of created the spam, I guess, of the time. Is that what you're saying?
Are you taking credit for creating spam?
No, but we did jump on. Yes, we did certainly absolutely take advantage of the opportunities which email marketing brought about.
Yeah, I think, back in those days it was, ping, you've got mail. Oh, I've got an email. How exciting. Meanwhile, your doorbox, your letterbox would thud, and there'd be 20 bits of just junk there that you just sort out and go in the bin. It's kind of flipped the other way around now. So, although we do still send out lots and lots of marketing emails, we don't send out a newsletter. as such by email anymore, do we? And we probably haven't done that for 6 or 7 years now.
Mm-hmm. And the principles are the same, though, wasn't it? It was kind of, actually, no one was using email, so we kind of built a list. You're building a list of your customers and the people who are interested in what you have to tell them. And so that kind of principle remained the same as people who are spamming your mailbox at your house. It's if people are, you're building a list of people to send it out to, whether that was from the Yellow Pages or whatever in those days, then that was the case, wasn't it?
Yeah, totally. I mean, when I think back to what we used to do with, it was a freebie site, so it was a website that listed where you could get free sachets of shampoo and women's sanitary towels.
Free nappy.
There was lots of incontinent stuff there,
Washing,
wasn't there?
lots of incontinence,
powder,
exactly. Washing powder, there's a bit of washing powder.
And we'd send that out every week, and every week our email subject line would be the worst in the world. It was net free stuff newsletter. How engaging is that as a subject line?
Made people want to open it.
Yeah, but that's the thing, is we did have that relationship with people that actually they wanted to receive that. I don't know if we were Tenor Lady, whether the weekly Tenor Lady newsletter would be quite as engaging if that landed in your inbox,
Yeah, I'm just thinking of ideas for the title now, but not.
Go on, let's hear them.
No, let's not.
You sure?
Yeah.
Okay. But yeah, what we do now is we actually send a printed newsletter. And it took a while for us to get our heads around this, because sending an email newsletter is cheap. In fact, it's so cheap it's free, isn't it?
Well, principally.
Whereas sending a printed newsletter is a bit more expensive. But what we found is that it is so much more impactful to send something printed, something physical in the post that customers, members, prospects, potential customers can sit down with a cup of tea and a biscuit and flick through and actually read, where you send them an email, net free stuff newsletter, and they may browse it for 30 seconds, or it's more likely to be scandally, isn't it?
Yeah.
Whereas if you send them we don't do too much now. We are, for our main business, it's 2 pages of A4 per month. Mm-hmm. But it is one of the best tools I think we've ever used for retention, for cross-selling, and for upselling. So, actually moving customers along the old customer journey. And it's one of my mentors used to say, look, it's not your customer's job to remember to do business with you. It is your job to remind them. Well, that is exactly what a physical newsletter does, is it literally drops on their doormat, and it's a reminder that, hey, I'm here, this is what I do. It's almost a way of selling to them without selling to them. And sort of a caveat here, if you're thinking about putting together a newsletter, is you shouldn't try and sell. Too many people do it. They say, right, I'm going to send out a newsletter, and then we sort of get the first draft of that in, and it's like, okay, yeah, that's a sales letter you've written there, or that's an advert. We're not looking for an advert. We're looking to literally just remind customers that you're there, remind them what you do, what you stand for, what you believe in. You're positioning yourself as often the expert within your industry, or you are the owner of some knowledge that they need to know. It's a good chance also to highlight or make superstars of some of your best customers. Mm-hmm. If you can do case studies and say, well, actually, we've got this customer, they did X, Y, Z, and we love them because, and it literally tell your potential customers what a good customer looks like, and then they will actually want to emulate that person. They'll want to be featured. They'll want to be member of the month, or customer of the quarter, or something of the year. I can't think of a word to fit there.
Yeah
of the year. That doesn't work. But it does. If you make superstars of your customers, they'll stay longer. They'll spend more. They'll introduce their friends, and you create this culture, I think, within the business, that actually, if you want a particular type of customer, or you want to repel a particular type of customer, then a written newsletter is a brilliant way of doing that, because you can just get on your soapbox a little bit and have a rant about the wrong type of customers. And we've done that in so many times with the sports betting business, as we've said, well, actually, half of our articles in our newsletter are about the type of people we don't want in our business. So if you're reading that thinking, well, that's me, off you pop. You know, we don't want you. But if you're the opposite, if you are the type of person we want, then you agree with that, and you find you're reading it along, you're nodding your head, going, oh yeah, that's a good idea. You know, I like that.
But isn't that true kind of normal media, to be fair, isn't it? Like the Daily Mail, your favourite rag, it's kind of exactly the same thing. It's a polarising viewpoint that it has, and then gets fans from those customers who love the paper and those that don't, always talking about it.
Yeah, I'll say that is absolutely. I mean, you know, Daily Mail's job is to polarise. You know, I'm not going to get on my soapbox. I haven't had.
I opened a can of worms then.
I haven't had the letter from the lawyers yet, but I'm sure it will be coming very soon. But yeah, that is absolutely their job. Their job is not to be the middle of the road. Oh, I wonder. You know, let's present both sides of the argument. Their job is to say, well, actually, our readers have these very strong very strong beliefs about certain topics. Our job is to either reinforce them or aggravate them by telling them that someone's coming to steal their wealth or undermine the value of their home or maybe have different coloured skin to them. Off my soapbox again now.
That's very good. But what your point is trying to make is every business has the right kind of customers, and every business has a different kind of customers that probably don't fit with what you're trying to sell or to do with them.
Yeah. No, absolutely. I mean, if you're thinking about how to actually fill a newsletter with content, well, start off with trying to fill one page of A4, and you want to have something in there that educates them, something that informs people, and something that entertains. So something a little bit light-hearted that shows that actually, yes, we're a business, but we've got a little bit of personality. Even the Daily Mail has cartoons in it.
I was going to say some of the examples that you brought here, kind of they're really kind of highbrow kind of newsletters, if you like, about topics which are kind of not to everybody's cup of tea, but they do have cartoons with them still.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Just looking at I mean, just for the guys listening on audio, today is going to be a little bit more of a visual podcast. So if you want to, head over to our Facebook group, which is bigidea.co.uk/Facebook, and you can watch the video of today's live podcast. You can watch us recording it live, but you'll also see some of the examples. So we've got several kind of different newsletters. So I'm just looking at where the camera is, that we're just going to kind of work through and just pull out some of the tips and tricks that I think certain people have done. So as I say, start off with like a one-pager. So if you want to pass me that one there, Jace. So, for example, this is a simple newsletter from my child's school. And it's a page of A4, and it's, what have we been doing this week? What have your children been up to? There's some photos in there. So there's photos of the staff, there's photos of the children. They're actually not very good photos. They're black and white, they're tiny. But hey, you can see there's children in them. And it just says, well, year 1 have visited Buckland Abbey. Years 3 and 4 went to Plimpton Academy and did a multi-skills. We've got an app of the week. That may sound familiar to regular listeners. Maybe not the last week or two, because Jason's forgotten to do tip of the week. But hey, tool of the week, sorry. But also reinforcing. We've got a mobile phone policy. Something's happened. We've been attracting the wrong kind of behaviour. We want to correct that. So, mobile phone policy. This is, please don't encourage your 7-year-olds to bring a mobile phone to school. What is the world coming to? But a reminder then that yes, we've got the school book fairs in the drama hall, and there's you can buy water bottles at the school office. If you've got any issues, you can contact me. That's all you need to do with a newsletter, and so just replicate that, but for a business. So there's stuff in there that educates, there's stuff that informs, there's stuff that entertains, and there's a little bit of stuff that sells. If you want a water bottle, you can get one from the office. Don't forget, school book fair. Come into the hall next week, buy a book. But that is an afterthought. Now, I'm guessing that that's pretty well read, that newsletter. I certainly read it every week it comes home. Because, yeah, you do. You arrive home from school. Oh, look, there's a newsletter. Cup of tea, chocolate biscuit, newsletter. Done. If that was sent out by email, Oh, Glen Park Weekly newsletter. Oh yeah, nice, scan, delete.
Yep.
Done in 10 seconds. I actually physically sit down and read that. So let's look at some of the others. So we've got, I say normally we do, for our sports betting business, we've got a monthly 2-pager. So it's 2 sides of A4, and all we really do is look back on how did last month go, isn't it? So quite often we're focused on the results of our tips. So it's not selling overtly, but it's kind of saying, well, actually, our premium tips last month did very well, and our premium tip members are very happy. Meanwhile, our Lucky 15 members have done this, and you just subtly mention, oh, by the way, we've got a Lucky 15 service. So you just mention in an article, I was speaking to Lucky 15 member Jason Brockman, and he said, blah, blah, blah. Reinforces we do different stuff. This is what we do. I spoke to our Gold members, and our Gold members, we've done case studies. We've interviewed them and said, well, actually, there's certain behaviours and certain patterns that we wish everyone did. So let's talk to the people who enhance those behaviours and who actually live according to the way we want them to and follow the process properly, and they've got their betting discipline and they follow their bank religiously and they just do everything that we tell them to. So let's interview them and say, well, actually, why are you making so much money out of our Gold service? Oh, well, it's because I've got discipline and I've got my strict betting bank and I know what my pounds per point is and I do this and I don't deviate. It's like all the things we're telling people to do. If you can actually showcase a member and say, well, actually, the reason I'm having success is because I'm doing what these guys are telling me to do, then you mould that behaviour with everyone else.
It's also a standout as well, really, isn't it, from other businesses and things as well, really, because the online tipster business is online, the websites that are available, of which there's a huge number of them, isn't there?
Yep.
It's kind of creating things that kind of stand out of what their offerings are, and their offerings are usually faceless, are usually fully automatic. An email that goes out once a day, and that's pretty much as good as it is if they're not charging you for the service in the first place, or via text or any number of other types of ways of taking money off you. So we have something completely different, and a newsletter that's printed arriving at people's door is not something anybody else is doing, is it?
Yeah, no, exactly. And we've positioned it very, very differently. So we've got Joe, who is the face of Free Racing Tips, and everyone knows Joe because he does live videos on Facebook. The email's great. It's from Joe, and literally when you get the newsletter, it's a letter from Joe, and it basically just talks about the month. So the current edition of our newsletter is actually not a 2-pager. I'm just holding up to the camera now. But you see, it's actually a 32-page magazine, and what this does is it actually serves as fantastic lead gen tool. So this is basically our lead bait for one of our squeeze pages that we've been using for the last 4 weeks. Rob, quick shout out. Over the last 4 weeks, how many leads, roughly, I'm just going to drop this on you, completely on the spot, has this magazine brought in?
10,000.
10,000 leads in the last 4 weeks.
Yeah.
Fantastic. So one 32-page magazine. This has taken quite a lot of writing. There's some good stuff in here. I mean, basically what Joe's done is he's previewed every single race for the Cheltenham Festival this week. So here's just an example I'll show up to the cases. So this is Joe's preview. So that's a double pager of one race for the Cheltenham Festival this week. And as you can see, if I kind of flick through it, it's really, really well designed. It's really well written. We've put a lot of thought into this, a lot of work into this. But it almost all positions ourselves as the expert. We stand alone in the online tipping world because, I don't know, usually but I cannot think of a single other person that does this.
No.
I said the opening 2 pages of the magazine are just, we call it Joe's in the know, but it is basically a letter from Joe, which you relate to Joe then, because you get that kind of personal feeling then, don't you? I'm just reading through some of what he's written now, and it does kind of jump out that he's got that personality there, and a little bit of authority, but also you can really relate to him. I'll just read out one paragraph here that kind of leapt out at me. Again, it really humanises the business. So, quoting Joe now, also when it comes to preview evenings, now this is kind of where we've been to a few extra race courses, haven't we, where Paul Nicholls comes out and says, oh, this horse has got a chance, and he finishes 7th. Yeah, exactly, no chance at all. So when it comes to preview evenings, they're good fun, but don't listen to everything people have to say. Trainers talk bollocks most of the time, and I'd say limit yourself to 2 or 3 previews maximum. Your head can become scrambled, and you can sometimes go against your normal race reading by listening to someone with, air quotes, info. So that paragraph alone just really humanises Joe, doesn't it? Because there's not many other businesses that would send out an official bit of marketing with the word bollocks in it. Joe's able to do that. But also, how many people will read that and say, yeah, I've been to a preview evening, and yeah, Paul Nicholls was there, he was giving it large. Oh, well, I remember my first Cheltenham, I saw Paul Nicholls there, and it was raining, it was tipping down with rain, and I think it was Long Run, I think was the horse, and he said, if this rain keeps coming down, Long Run's got a hell of a chance today. 4th. Just he was winning, tired on the hill up there. He's like, this was his element. It's like everything was aligning. No, it was Paul Nicholls just giving it the bit of chat. But yeah, as I said, we've used that. So it's normally a 2-pager. Once a year, we chuck out a 32-page version. Brings in 10,000 leads. It's also a value bomb for retention. So our Gold members, get this physical 32-page magazine. It's not a newsletter. It is a magazine in the post. It makes a noise when it hits the doormat, and they go, "What's that?" Oh my God, it's Joe's magazine. They look forward to it. This is the 4th year we've done this magazine now. They look forward to it every year. When we go to Cheltenham, we often see a few copies lying around of this magazine. People actually take it to the course. It's in terms of retention, our retention rates go up the months after that magazine, because no one is going to cancel their membership just after they've had that fantastic bomb of value. So something else we've done, Jason, you've got it there.
I do.
Is we put together an 8-page newsletter as an annual product. So this was not a monthly. We put this out once a year when we were attending a conference. So this magazine was literally aimed at affiliate managers of bookmakers, wasn't it?
That's exactly right, yeah.
So you were there, you went for meetings with what? 8 people?
10, 11 maybe, yeah.
Yeah. So that was literally the circulation list of this magazine was about 10 people.
Was about that.
So we spent probably a week and a half putting this together. We got it professionally printed up. We got, I think, 50 of them printed. Again, we positioned ourselves as head and shoulders above everyone else, because we'd been to this conference before armed with what? A sheet of A4 with some stats written on it.
Yeah, that's it. This is
reports
from their dashboards.
Here's a number of customers we brought you last year. Here's our traffic levels. So we kind of took those stats and just put them in a nice, pretty magazine. We put on there what effect we have on Cheltenham. The previous year we've been nominated for an award. So we got a screenshot of the stage with, I think it was Alison McGowan stood in front of the stage with our logo on the back. We gave screenshots of some of the marketing campaigns we'd done. There's lots of photos of us in there. So I think second page we got meet the team, and there's 2 photos of me. There's one of Jason, there's one of Joe, there's one of Stuart, our techie. As you go through, I think there's further photos of us. We've got Barry Geraghty there. He doesn't work for us. He works for the bookies. Not this year, though. He's going to miss Cheltenham this year. We've even got a photo of the Queen. The Queen and Sir Philip. Sir Philip? Look, Prince Philip.
Prince Philip, I think you find.
At Royal Ascot for one of the campaigns we did. And then, again, on the last page, there's a photo of us where we'd sponsored a race at Exeter, wasn't it? So there's a photo of the two of us and Joe with the winning jockey, who I have no idea who that is. He was at Exeter, so it's probably some nobody. Actually, no, it wasn't even. Was that him, or was that the? That was the stable hand. That was the stable hand, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was the guy who brushes the horses.
Yeah, that was it. So, but it was just again, it's positioning us as the experts. There we are, sponsoring a race at a racecourse, which a few other tipsters have done, but not many of those have taken the photo that was done there and actually used it in their marketing to sell business to business. So this was literally, normally we do a business to B2C magazine. This was a B2B magazine that we did once a year, print run of 50, but actually we handed it to 10 people. And
the first of which took what we had to offer, the top package, which was rather good. And the others all fought it amongst themselves. Yeah. But because we kind of be able to give them, actually, here's all of our, in principle, here's who we are, here's what we do, this is how we do it, this is some of the successes we've had, and we want to do that with you guys on a more kind of permanent basis. It was something completely different. They could take back to the people who sign off on the deals and things like that as well.
Oh, it was definitely.
So, it's just something that no one else is doing.
I'm just looking at sort of page 3 there now, where we've got, so it says in 2013, bearing in mind this was sent out, I think, 2014, we sent approximately 17,000 new customers to 15 bookmakers. And then we've just got a bar chart of, well, here's who we sent those 17,000 to. So if you're at Sky Bet, you're very happy because you can see that there's a nice big chart there. But if you're Ladbrokes or you're Betfred, you're not so happy. And I think it was Betfred that took the top package this year because they could see, well, actually, we could nab some of these customers from Sky. They're all competing against each other. So we actually were able to say, almost play them off against each other, but just using, again, as a value bomb, that we were able to go in. Previously, we'd gone to the conference and said, can we have a few £100 worth of competition prizes? Can we have some tickets to Cheltenham? Can we have Champions League tickets? Can we have some competition prizes? That was it. We went in that year, and I remember writing on my board, could we get away with asking for £15,000 in tenancy agreements? And I think that first year we took 25 or 30?
25.
25. So the following year we kind of said, well, that was good, because that worked. Literally, we sold within like the first half a day, didn't you? Completely sold out, 25 grand. It was like, Jesus, that's amazing. So I think the next year we pushed the boat out a little bit further and said, well, let's go for 35. And then I think the year after we went for 45. And it's now a £50,000 a year tool that we use. In fact, last year we didn't even use the magazine. No. Because we'd had it positioned from the years before, 3 years they'd had that magazine, that we were then able to just say to the people who bought it, do you want to renew? Yeah, of course I do. If they hadn't renewed, we'd have gone for another magazine, we'd have gone to the conference, armed with the magazine, again, positioned ourselves as head and shoulders above everybody else.
But to be fair, guys, with the first year that we did it, we kind of were looking, we weren't positioned anywhere. We were in the normal affiliate kind of like thing, and it was free for everybody to go and ask for tickets and things like that. So we decided to take ourselves to a different level altogether. And so once we kind of positioned ourselves and then delivered on the promises that we kind of made in that newsletter, then we were easily able to kind of get renewals and things like that for those deals.
It was, yeah.
But it's good.
Yeah, it was a real thing in hindsight to think that literally 8 pages of paper with some ink on them can bring you in 50 grand. But that is what it is, because without that magazine, we'd have never secured that. If we'd gone in and said, well, here's our stats. Oh, yeah, we sent 17,000 people last year to different bookies. Let me have a look. Hang on a minute. Somewhere here I've got how many we sent to... so Sky Bet we sent lots to. Oh, how many did we get? Oh, you had like 50. Oh, that's a bit crap, isn't it? Whereas actually seeing it in that physical, professional form jumped out at them. So a few other magazines I've got here. I'm well into my investing and everything like that, so I've got plenty of kind of different investment style magazines. But again, what these tend to do more than anything is they educate. So I think I've got an 8-pager here, and I've got a 16-pager. In fact, this one in particular is so useful that I've literally, I don't know if you can pick that up, but I've gone through it with a highlighter pen. Oh, look, there's my best mate, Warren Buffett. But, it's that useful. This is a company that has sent me a magazine to remind me that they exist and what they do. They are an investment club, and they sell investment products. But they've sent me a stuff which has got, how to position yourself in the stock market, how to invest like Warren Buffett, what difference the environment is going to make to the global stock market, the effects of Brexit. And I've sat there with a cup of tea and a chocolate biscuit and a highlighter pen, and I've literally taken out all bits of value out of this. I'm getting so much value out of this. I mean, this is the December 2016 version, so it's only a few months old. But I can guarantee you I've probably still got the December 2015 edition in a drawer, all highlighter pen. There may be post-it notes sticking out of it of action points that I need to take because I get value. This is, these magazine is 95% teaching people to be better investors, and it's 5% mentioning, this is what we do, by the way. And it just positions themselves, this is the Elite Investor Club, that when they phone me up and say, hi, it's Matt here, it's Mark here from the Elite Investor Club, that I can go, okay, I'll take that call and I'll have a chat with you because I know you know what you're talking about. Mm-hmm. You're not some fly-by-night company who's just employed a sales team. We can actually have an intelligent conversation about investments, about currency, about global markets, and then, yes, I'll probably end up buying something of what you do at some point in the year because you send me this every month, and it doesn't cost a huge amount. I mean, our 2-pager, I think, to send out printed, posted, in envelopes, is that £1.50? Mm-hmm. It's absolutely nothing. I mean, even the big 32-pager, to get that written, printed, stapled together, put in an envelope and sent out, that's only probably £3.50. Which as the value bomb to retain a client who's paying us 40 quid a month. Mm-hmm. So, these clients are worth, say, 500 quid a year. To spend £3.50 once a year, send them a magazine, I'm more than happy to do that.
You get this monthly newsletter as well, don't you, from these guys?
Yep. Shout out to Tom and Mark from Idea Results. So, actually, I need to give Mark a little bit of a hand slap, I think, because I don't think he's actually done one of these for a while.
Sorry, Mark,
he used to send out a monthly 2-pager, and it was literally just a value bomb. It was what I call infotaining. So quite often he would tell a story, and Mark's a fantastic copywriter, and that's basically what he did. Is he wrote a fantastic piece of copy which just engaged you. Just, all right, I'm going to spend 5 minutes, 10 minutes, cup of coffee, chocolate biscuit, sit down, read what Mark's got to say this month. Most of the time, didn't sell anything. It was literally just positioning himself as, I'm a marketing expert. I know marketing. I know businesses. If you want to grow your business, I'm Mark Reiter. This is where you find me. But then what he did
until this one.
But that is brilliant because it's exactly the same design as the normal value newsletter, but it's actually a sales letter. Now, you don't necessarily know it's a sales letter until you get a little bit further and you're like, oh, hang on a minute, there's quite a lot of testimonials in here. Oh, hang on, there's quite a lot of positioning, there's a lot of banter here. Oh, hang on, what's going on? But actually he does, because the opening line is, warning, this month's letter contains powerful sales copy, genuine client testimonials, and a time-sensitive offer. So he has actually warned you up front that I am going to sell you something this month. But what he gives you is 8 pages of value, information, infotainment, loads of testimonials, loads of social proof. We've talked before about the power of social proof. And then finally, by the time you get to about page 6, we start introducing the offer. And then there's a bit more value. And then finally, there's back to another offer. And then here's the steps I want you to take. And I think if you look at the last page is basically more social proof.
Mm-hmm.
8-page sales letter. I think that worked really, really well for him in terms of bringing on new clients. And again, bringing on the right type of client. Because again, he talks about this is not, who's this for? Who's this not for? It's positioning. It's all positioning. But again, you look forward to receiving that. I used to look forward to receiving Mark's newsletters.
But I think he's too busy writing for the other one over there.
Well,
our last example today,
that's
which is Engage.
Yeah, which is the Entrepreneurs Network, which is Mark's co-founder of. And this is now a 32-pager. And very, very nice. Nice and heavy. I'm going to just do there's the doormat drop again.
Drop test.
It's very well designed. D. Woodward at By Design has put that together. Really, really, it's nice, isn't it? It feels nice. Mm-hmm. Even smells nice. But again, it's one of those things whereby I would say this is, I was going to say 95% value and entertaining.
It's loads of value there, isn't it? And loads of things to learn.
I'm actually struggling to find. Is that selling? Possibly not. It's very little selling going on here, because this is going to members who are paying. So what is the one thing that Engage, or they want to achieve with Engage? It's to get people to keep paying.
Oh, keep paying.
And they're going to keep paying as long as they get value out of this. As long as they look forward to this going on their doormat every month, they're going to keep paying. I always say, how do you know if your newsletter's working? Well, the only way to do that is to miss a month. Because I think we did that once, didn't we? The printers messed us around and we couldn't get a January issue out because they were closed over Christmas, and we couldn't write the thing because obviously horse racing is a little bit time sensitive. You can't write previews for horse racing, for races that are going to happen 2 months in advance. You've got to kind of do it 2 weeks in advance. So we missed the January issue. We said, well, what we'll do, we'll send January's late, like deliberately late, and we'll combine January's and February. And sure enough, mid-January, our Facebook feed is going mad with, haven't had the horse's mouth this month. What's going on, guys? It's like, oh, brilliant. Because nobody was saying to us, oh, I really love the magazine. Oh, it's great. Oh, I look forward to it every month. But the minute we stopped sending it was like, where's my magazine? I look forward to that. I really like to read that. I look forward to getting it every month. It's like, okay.
It's like Mr. Creaser.
It is. It is. Because it would be interesting to know actually how long it's been since Mark sent one, because it's only the last couple of months I thought, oh, where's Mark's letters? Because you don't necessarily think, because it's a 2-pager, you don't necessarily think, you don't get that thud and, the magazine's due because it's the first week of the month. It's just, letter from Mark. Oh, yeah, these are always interesting. I'll give it a read. And that is all you want to achieve is, it's Mark Creaser. It's Free Racing Tips. It's Elite Investor Club. It's Scion Kid. It's Engage. I'm going to read that because that's interesting. It's informative. If you want to make a big impact, like the return on investment from this is not immediate, it's long term. But if you want to make yourself a big impact, I think positioning yourself as the expert in the industry, there is no better way to do that than with a printed newsletter dropped through people's door. You agree?
I agree. It's very good.
Hey,
and it's a lot less hassle than going off to conferences and speaking and doing all that sort of stuff, which are other ways of building your authority.
Again,
useful ways, no doubt.
I'm sure we'll cover that, in future ones. But I think in terms of just doing something regularly, habitually, getting your name out there and position yourself higher than your competitors, I think there's no better way. No. Cool. So I'm going to go out on a limb here and say that Jason's probably got a tool of the week this week.
Well, I have actually, because I've used this tool a lot over the last week with things going wrong in the business. Well, I was making enhancements to websites. And
so I think you missed the air quotes there. You're making enhancements.
Yeah.
You're making our business go faster, weren't you?
I was making it going faster. That was it. That was the whole point. And our sites run on WordPress. It's really common. There's hundreds of thousands of sites out there all running on WordPress. And I use a tool called ManageWP. .com is the site, but it's a tool which basically has all of your WordPress sites. We've got a few, but obviously if you've got one or two, because you've got a personal blog and you've got your work blog, then it's good for you. But it basically takes those and does all the managing of it for you. So you can log into your one dashboard and you can update all your plugins, all your themes, the WordPress site itself. It does backups, it does restores, which is what I was using last week. And then it also does things like you can add plugins from there and you can log straight into your dashboards from that one dashboard as well, sort of thing. So it's a really good tool, really handy. It's cheap as chips to run. I think there's a free element to it, but yeah, it's cheap as chips to run. Things like the backups and restores and things, it's pennies. It's not expensive at all. So Managed WP is one that I've been using this last week, and I'm quite happy to give it a little plug because it's been good for me.
Been a bit of a lifesaver this last week, is it?
Well, it's helped. It's helped. Yeah. That's all I'm going to say, really.
That and the alcohol, I'd imagine.
I might just leave. I might just leave the site alone now until after Cheltenham.
It's probably a good idea. Yeah. That's like me when I try and fix things. It's like they're getting worse.
Yeah. Well, all things being equal, things should have worked out well, but unfortunately, using different people for doing different things, it didn't work out that well because they kind of conflict a little bit sometimes, and that's what kind of happened there. But there we go. So yeah, managedwp.com is my tip of the week. Tool of the week.
Tip of the week. Very good. Cool. And we'll be back next week, as always, with another episode of the Big Idea Podcast. As always, show notes for everything from today's show will be up on the website. Well, on the website.
On the website. Well, it did have a wobble last week, so yeah, you were absolutely right. It could be the wobble site. The website is bigidea.co.uk/podcast. Thank you. That's where we're going to go. And on there, we'll also put in the link for you to download your own copy of The Horse's Mouth, so you can have a look at our March Cheltenham edition. Yep. If you do it really quickly, because I'm going to get it up on the site on Wednesday, you might catch Gold Cup Day. Yep. So not too bad at all. So you won't miss too much of the content in there.
Yeah, and if you pick it up in about a week or so, you can see just how successful or otherwise Joe's tips were, and if so, how much money we've got left for the rest of the month.
So thank you ever so much for listening to this podcast. We're going to head back to our Facebook group now, where we've been recording this live. You can find us there on bigidea.co.uk/Facebook. So we record these podcasts live in the group there, and we'll do a Q&A now with the people who've been listening and watching us live on a Monday lunchtime.
Yep, so if you're in the Facebook group, stick around. We're going to do the Q&A right now, and if you're not, get in there. Okay, see you later, guys. See you next week. Bye-bye. You're not going to say goodbye this week?
Goodbye. Okay, good. How's the Facebook looking, guys? Let's have a look. Oh, I did see some comments coming through as we've been going. That's good.
Oh my god. How do I scroll up? Right.
Technical things, that's all good.
Cool. Right, this first comment was from Clark, who says, yeah, I send lots of crappy newsletters, let's learn something. Yeah, we're talking about real newsletters, Clark, not your bloody email spam, you know. Dan, it would be like the snooker. For those watching in black and white, the black is my blue. Yeah, for those watching in black and white, Spurs are playing in yellow today. Yes. Martin, how did Facebook drag you in here, mate? I'm interested to know that. Were you like kicking and screaming?
Yeah, come on, Martin.
Oh, he's gone. In fact, because he says he's used to listening in 1.5 mode.
So you listen to us in 1.5? You must be crazy.
I struggle with that.
I can't listen to myself in 1, let alone 1.5. That's amazing. Well done, you. Yes, Clark, you did make the BBC as a spammer.
Yeah, what was that headline again? It was Clark Duncan sold my daughter Viagra. That was it.
I think there is a link in the group there, so people have been watching that, I should think.
Oh, of course, yes. Fake news. And Dan says, loves FRFT. Yep, absolutely. We do too, don't we?
No, we do.
Yep. It was a good year, 2014. Definitely. It's wasn't award winning because we didn't win the award in the end. We used that award image because, as I said, we were nominated for the award. I think we were shortlisted, and we were at this
runners up. Were we?
We were runners up. Well, we called ourselves runners up.
Well, there's only two. The one that didn't. So we did come second.
Well, there were 5 in the shortlist.
Highly commendable or whatever.
And so good. Yeah, we were one of the shortlisted people. So we called ourselves runners up, which was
the best use of social, I think, wasn't it?
Yes, yeah. It was
about the sausages and things.
It was because we grew our Facebook group from 4,000 to 70,000 in like 9 months, all around the Tesco horse meat scandal, just using viral memes and funny images, really, wasn't it?
It was.
We put ourselves up against. I'm going to say really bitter now, but against some hotel in the Lake District that just ran an illegal Facebook competition, and they won. Not bitter in the slightest. Do you know we've never won an award, have we?
No.
Oh no, tell lie, we have. We won the Mobile Insurance Award.
Oh, we did.
That we didn't make any effort whatsoever to win.
Oh, you've got that's it. You need to advertise in our magazine so the readers know who you are, and then we'll vote for you.
No, I'm not doing that.
No, we don't do that. And then we won as voted by their readers. It was brilliant.
Yeah, it was fantastic.
Like that.
But yeah, any other award that's been judged, we've always been robbed, haven't we?
Commended.
Yeah,
highly commended.
Sometimes. I think the problem is we've never sponsored these things, which is. I wonder if there's any correlation between the fact that we've never sponsored things and we've never won the award.
It's all merit.
I'm sure it's all merit. Yeah, it must be what it is. When getting the bookies to sign up, this is a question from Daniel again. Did you know the average customer value for each of them, or was it just a case of knowing they would fight due to being in a high value customer sector? Well, we knew. Yes, I suppose we did for several of them. If I can just get the magazine again there, because obviously we knew one or two of them that the value of one customer for that particular bookie was worthwhile. So Bet365, we knew that was our highest value one. Skybet was looking good, but then there were several ones towards the bottom of this list: Boyle Sports, Toesport, and Coral, who we knew. Well, Bet365. A customer with them is worth 10 times as much as a Coral customer. So I don't think you even booked meetings for those, did you?
No.
So they're almost on the list just to show that actually someone else is getting a disproportionate amount of traffic. And actually, if you look at who took the partnerships, it's pretty much people who were getting most of the traffic anyway.
It's interesting, really, because I went this year and we didn't have the tool with it, and went to one particular bookmaker who we've never partnered with in the past 3 years that we've been doing it, to find that our lifetime value from our customers with them is actually rather high, a lot higher than we knew, to be fair. Yeah. So when it comes to next year, they want to be at top of the list to be taking one of the packages that's on offer. So that's actually good. So actually pre-sowed next year's at that one, just because actually we don't send them an awful lot of traffic, but the traffic that we do send them, and this is really odd because it's free tip, so people don't necessarily relate that to being high value customers, but they are, and that's the bottom line.
Do you remember the joke shop woman? Back at it's like 2004, 2005. We're at a get together in Gloucester.
Oh, go on. Keep going.
We were running the freebie site at the time.
I remember the woman you mean now.
Yeah. Shane with a wig.
Yes. Clark. Help us out with the name. I've forgotten her.
Oh. Silly jokes.
Silly jokes, that's it. Yeah.
And
Caroline?
I'm thinking Caroline, yeah. She came
okay.
up to me and was like, oh, what do you do? I'm John from Netflix. Oh, I won't waste my time talking to you then.
Yeah, she walked away. That's it, yeah. Shame she had a bag full of toys.
Yeah. But, she just pigeonholed us as, oh, you're a freebie site. Freebie sites are worthless. Yeah. Perhaps we might do an episode one day on the power of free, because we have used it a lot over the last 17 years, haven't we? But yeah, going back to that bookie, I was angry at the time when you came back and said that, because I was like, why have they not told us that the customers we're sending them are so bloody good, and why do they not want more of them? Yes, we're only sending them 10 a month. We could send them 100 at that value if they're really good customers. But yeah, it's one of these things. So then they're not the business owner, they are just an affiliate manager who don't give a toss whether their average customer lifetime value is 100 quid or 10 quid. All they care about is, they only bring in 7 clients. I want people who can bring in 70. Yeah. Whereas actually we can bring in 70, but they're much better clients.
Was it Caroline Clark?
I think it was. I'm pretty sure it was.
We're sure it was Caroline somebody or other. Never mind, that's good. Clark, so you've taken something away from our episode. That's brilliant. Well done. Is it PDF newsletter you're going to be sending to club owners and get it printed and sent physical? Absolutely. Give it a go.
It makes all the difference. It really does. I get, as I said, lots of these physical newsletters in the post, and I get some PDF ones, and the PDF ones that I get via email, I can't get time to read that now, I'll just delete it, or open, scan, delete.
But you are kind of an exception to how many newsletters come through your mailbox. Most people don't get too many these days. They might get the odd bill come through, but most of that's done via email now. So there's very little mail that goes through the mailbox. So this actually it's a standout piece. If it's in our Horse's Mouth magazine goes out in a bright green envelope, so it's highly brandable because that's the colours of the brand. And here we are. So it's kind of like noticeable. So even if it does fall amongst the council tax bill and things that do still come by the mailman,
which one gets opened first?
Exactly.
The bright green envelope with the magazine. Great, it's that again, or the HMRC letter.
So another little tip there, Clark. Make sure it stands out. Don't go for a cheap envelope that's brown.
Yeah. No, if you can go for a coloured envelope, handwritten on the front with a real stamp on it, you've won basically. When I say you've won the battle of which bits of post gets opened first, and it's always the brightly coloured envelope with a handwritten address and a stamp that gets opened first. You think, oh, what's that? And then if you just make it infotaining, I think you've won overall. So Nick Smith says, great tip on Managed WP.
Thank you, Nick. It was worth waiting a week for a tool of the week, and that's a good one. So use it. I say it's fairly cheap as chips to run. I think it's even free to just add up to 3 sites. I think it is something like that. Any more than that, you have to pay a little bit. They've just recently, I think, in the last sort of 6 months, made this Orion platform, which makes everything lightning quick there as well, which is quite good. So. It does an awful lot of things, and I don't use it to its full potential, I know, but the bits that I need it to do, it does for me. So, pick and use, and I think that's also how it works. So, you pay a little bit if you want to use the backup. You want to pay a little bit if you want to use the uptime. So I had quite a few emails last week telling me that the site was down, or all of our sites were down. I had quite a few emails saying all the sites were down at one point, but they do tell you when they're back up again, which is good as well. Yeah. So but it's like £1 a month or something, or $80 a week or whatever it is. It's something cheap. It is cheap as chips.
You think you had quite a few emails saying the site was down? How many do you think Mel, our customer service lady, had?
I did keep apologising. I don't know how many times I had to apologise. In fact, to get rid of all that wine, we ought to send it. Anyway, that's great. So what have we got? All colour envelopes, Dan. Thank you. There we are.
Dan also says that we should have won, which he's quite right. We should have won.
Oh, we did. In our minds, we did win, to be fair. I mean, who does an illegal campaign and they call that good?
We did win because we put a double-page spread there with, I don't know if you can just see the glare on that, but Alison McGowan is down here somewhere. There he is. And there's our logo, and that earned us 50 grand, so who cares? And we didn't have to sponsor anything to win it. And do you remember, because the idea was that this award was going to be presented, it was.
David Cameron, wasn't it?
David Cameron, the Prime Minister, was going to be there to present the awards, and I remember shitting myself all day.
To be fair, it's the only reason you entered it, because you thought, what else am I going to be able to do where I'm going to be able to shake hands with the Prime Minister? Yeah, That's what you kind of said, wasn't it? Because what else can I do?
Because I put like 2 days into that award submission, because winning an award, what difference is it really going to make to the business? It's not like we're going out pitching for clients and we say, we're an award-winning agency or something like that. Yeah, is it worthwhile? Well, I'll tell you what, as soon as they said, the awards will be presented by David Cameron, so I get a chance to shake hands with the Prime Minister. I'm in. Right, let's do this. Get on the day. Right, lads, first order of interest, David Cameron can't make it, but it's all right, we've got someone just as good. Do you remember who it was?
Oh, no, some unknown MP, wasn't it?
Some Lib Dem shadow minister for business.
Yeah, shocking. Yeah, just as good as David Cameron, the Prime Minister at the time.
Oh, just as good, absolutely. Yeah.
And not as charismatic.
But I remember even then sitting there, and I was so nervous. I'd never been that nervous. I remember then they announced it. They announced the winner, and I just went, thank God for that. I can breathe now. I was actually sitting there hoping I wouldn't
palpitating win. Beside me in the seat. You were palpitating.
Yeah. So that was the last awards we ever entered. I think. We got a habit of not winning awards.
Clark, do me a favour and don't point Kenny towards this video. I do not want the blame for that at all. Do apologise on behalf of us that 300 envelopes, but that's not too many to write, is it?
No, not at all. I'm sure there's a service that does that for you. You can literally give them your mailing list and a copy of your sales letter or your newsletter, and they will actually
write them on,
print it. Yeah. Write the envelopes, stick a stamp on it. Again, Clark, are you targeting Spanish businesses or Spanish people, or are you targeting UK? Because again, you want to make sure it comes from the right place. So it's no good. You don't want to send it from Spain to the UK or vice versa. And then Clark says everyone is an award-winning agency. They are, aren't they? That's because they sponsor. No, that's not the reason, is it? It's because they're worth it. It's all on merit. I'm not bitter, honest. No. Cool. Any more questions, guys? Any more? We're going to kind of wrap up.
We nearly won the Easy Content Unit one as well, didn't we?
Yeah,
we nearly won that one.
But we didn't sponsor the category, did we?
No, we were asked to. we were asked to sponsor a category, and we didn't, so we came highly commended.
Yeah, I still remember.
Technical revolution of the year.
I will not mention him by name, but I remember that night, and I remember seeing one of the judges who was on the panel afterwards, and I remember him just coming up to me and going, and that was it. He was lost for words. He was like, "Sorry, mate," but that was off.
Oops, don't kick that chair.
Nightclubs. Yes, you used to like visiting those nightclubs, didn't they? Yes.
That nightclub.
That sort of nightclub. Yeah, the sort of nightclub where you.
Yeah, nice ones.
You get Carl Buckingham to get his cash out.
Excellent, guys. Well, it's been a great episode and some great Q&A straight after, and it's great to have a conversation going with you guys live here on the Old Facey Book.
Certainly is. Been really good. So, yeah, hope you have a good week, guys. As always, keep the conversation going in this thread. If you've got anything on newsletters, if you've got anything on anything else, if you've got any questions, any problems, any issues in your business, post to the thread, and hey, we're on it. Cool.
Excellent.
John out.
Cheers, guys. Thank you. Bye.
See you later. Bye.
Click it.